Hi, my name is James Shepard. I hope you've been enjoying this mini series I've been doing on how to make money in the payment processing space and kind of how margin works and all that. In this video, I want to close it out by just talking a little bit more about understanding margin when you're looking at negotiating these deals and getting things done. And I want to start this video where I've been ending the other ones, which is ISOAMP. It is so crucially important that you have a tool where you can upload a statement of a merchant you're looking to sell, or even a statement of a merchant you have already sold, and just upload that and look and see what you got. Okay, we have had probably 10, 15 ISOs that have done this where they've uploaded one of their own statements, like one of their own merchants, and they've uploaded one or two statements, and they look at the margin report and they're like, wait a minute, we're not getting, it shows that we should be making $80 a month on this merchant account. We're only making $27. What's going on, right? And because they did that, they found that there was thousands and thousands of dollars. One in particular I'm thinking of, it was tens of thousands of dollars where the upstream partner wasn't paying them the correct amount of residual for like months. And they were losing, thousands of dollars every month for a long period of time. And they were able to get all of that money back because they just uploaded it, looked at the margin, and they're like, let me compare. And they looked at it and they made sure their program was added correctly and all of that. And so they had the Schedule A loaded in. So if you set your program up right with ISOAMP, you're going to have your Schedule A and you're going to have your fees. Well, we started this series talking about revenue and expenses. There you go. That's revenue and that's expenses. So because of that, we can show you line by line where you should be making money. Then it's your job to take that and compare it to your residual report. What's different? Okay. You can even print that off and then go talk to your upstream partner, your ISO, your processor, and say, hey, ISOAMP is telling me I should be making this much, but I'm only making this much. Here's my residual report. What am I missing? Have that conversation. So I think that's really crucial. But here's a couple things I'll warn you about when you're talking about margin. Okay. Number one, make sure you're understanding card mix. So if you have a statement and you're pricing somebody on, flat rate pricing as an example, or tiered pricing or something, well, if you're not loading in the interchange table into a tool like ISOAMP because you don't have the interchange table, understand that we are making an estimate about what the true underlying cost is because we don't know what it is. If the statement doesn't have an interchange table, we are ultimately going to have to guess what the interchange cost is. And the problem with that is that interchange costs are impossible to estimate accurately. I'm just going to say it, right? And believe me, it's hard. It like pains me to say that because I've spent, days, weeks of my life trying. One time I hired a PhD in mathematics for an entire month to help me figure out how we could better predict interchange cost. And at the end of that month, we made some improvements to our system. And the mathematician told me that it was an inherently, something you just can't predict, right? And you can't, because the problem is you might have a pizza shop where literally we've seen situations where we've had a pizza shop where we've got, a statement for January, February, and March. And their interchange cost in January was 1.5%. In February, it was 1.9%. And in March, it was 1.6%. It's like, well, when the same business is going to vary by 30, 40 basis points, you can't, that's unpredictable. You know what I mean? That's inherently unpredictable. And here's why. Because of the card mix. Because some months you're going to run more rewards cards than other months. Some months you're going to run more debit cards than other months. And so there's no way to predict what that card mix is going to be on a month-to-month basis. So here's what I'll tell you about this. When you're trying to figure out margin on an account, you really, really do need to see the interchange table. So talk to your processor about this. If you're trying to understand margin on your accounts and you're pricing on flat rate or one of these programs, even dual pricing, if your statement doesn't have an interchange table, ask them to send you the interchange table for that merchant. You can upload both the interchange table and the statement to our system together and ask us to help you out with it. And we will go in, we're not going to do it for every statement, but we'll go in and one of our team members will go in and put that interchange table in for you for that merchant. And you can check out the margin and see if it works, right? So I'd really encourage you to step up your game and understand your margin. When you look at a merchant account, you should know why you're making what you're making on that account. And if you don't, head over to getisoamp.com, getisoamp.com. Click on Get a Demo, talk to my team, get set up in the system, and then load a couple of your own statements along with an interchange table. Look and see what the margin is and make sure you're getting paid what you think you should get paid. And if you're not, have a conversation with your processor. Maybe it's an honest mistake they made. Maybe it's an honest mistake that you made, but it's time to make sure you understand the margin on your own accounts. Hey, my name is James Shepard. I hope you really enjoyed this little series and learned some things from it. I've really enjoyed shooting it, and I wish you great success in the payments industry moving forward.